G'day guys, it's DP Bricks here, and in today's video I'll be showcasing my 2025 clone army. Since the last time I did one of these videos, I'd say my army's grown by a lot of clone troopers. Say the last time I did this I had around 45 clone troopers, give or take, and now it's shot up to 77 clone troopers on this grey base plate, which is pretty cool. Obviously it's not massive, but it's not small either. It's kind of, I'd say on the smaller scale actually, but it is still pretty big, and I think it's enough minifigures for me. But yeah, I'll get into it. So starting out at the front, we have on the left, we have Commander Vaughn from the 332nd Battle Pack. Nothing much to say about him. And then to the right of him, we have a Phase 1 Clone Wars style Commander Cody. I got him from a watch set. I have no idea how I managed to get him from a watch set, but I'll show a picture on screen of that set. But yeah, it's a very good minifigure, definitely one of the best in my collection. And next to him we have his Phase 2 variant. I think a very good minifigure from the 2022 ATT, which I think has some very nice markings and also a pretty nice helmet, apart from the helmet holes, but they really get covered up by the visor. And next to him we have a Captain Rex from the Captain Rex Microfighter that was released a little earlier. But very good minifigure, obviously an iconic character. The minifigure though here, as I said, it has some nice arm printing, but it does have a few inaccuracies, but overall very iconic character. You can't go wrong with Captain Rex. And next to him you have Fives from the Tantive 1 hallway, Tantive 4 hallway set. Cool figure, obviously has a few inaccuracies on the helmet print and the pauldron, but has a nice cloth pauldron, so I wish it did have a waist cape, but unfortunately it doesn't. But still a great minifigure. Moving on, we have a Phase 2 Commander Gree, which I think is a very, very nice minifigure from the ATTP set, which I think Lego really nailed with the silver and the dark green printing, as well as the dark green and the Kashyyyk style on his torso and legs. And next to him we have Phase 1 Clone Wars style Commander Gree. Very good minifigure, very cool. I got him from another weird set, which was a book this time. I'll put a picture on the screen. It was one of those Lego Star Wars books where you had got a bunch of pieces and a minifigure, and you had to just basically, you could follow a story and build different ships for Commander Gree to fight a commando droid. But yeah, that's where I got him from. So moving on to the left of my clone army, we obviously have the 501st Legion, which is, you know, peak clone army building. Some great minifigures, obviously the regular 501st clone trooper is pretty good. And I love the 501st Jetpack clone troopers from the same battle pack. I think they have pretty good red markings on the helmet, and they have some pretty good jetpacks, which are pretty cool. And behind the 2020 501st Battle Pack troopers, we do have the 501st Specialist Battle Pack clone troopers, which I think are pretty unique minifigures with the accessories they have in, as well as the prints, but I do think they work pretty well as a battle pack. But yeah, some pretty cool minifigures there. So moving on to behind the 501st, I have three 332nd clone troopers. The two on the left are from the 332nd Battle Pack that came out recently with Commander Vaughn. The one on the far left has a jetpack, and this one's just a regular one. Nothing much to tell about, but the minifigures are pretty good there. And the ones here is from the AAT that came a while back. Pretty good minifigure. Definitely love the fact there's no helmet holes, but great minifigure. And next to him we have two clone gunners. This one is from the Republic fighter tank that came out in 2017, I think. Definitely one of my favorite clone troopers. I really love the helmet. I think it looks great. And next to him we kind of have a shocker in the clone gunner from the ATT set that came out in 2022, I'm pretty sure. But this one definitely don't like as much as this one, but I still think it's alright. But I definitely don't like the printing on the helmet, how spaced it is. I think if they just copied this minifigure, it would have been much better. And behind that we do have some clones from the 212th. One of them is from the Advent calendar, but the other three are from the 2022 ATT. I think they are pretty good minifigures. Obviously the prints on the helmet are a bit off, and they do have helmet holes as well, but overall I do think they look okay. And next to them we do have probably one of the best minifigures in my collection, the Airborne 212th Airborne Trooper from the General Grievous Starship set or whatever. Pretty overpriced set, but had some great minifigures and a great build in it. Definitely love this minifigure. The helmet design is very nice and the torso print's very good. Same with the fact they included a camera. I think it looks very good and definitely one of my most favourite minifigures. So moving on to the right side of my clone army, I have my Phase 1 clone troopers as well as a few Phase 2 clone troopers at the back, which I'll get into later. But as you can probably tell, my Phase 1 clone trooper collection is a lot smaller than my Phase 2 collection. I do hope to get a few more Phase 1 clone troopers to even it up, but LEGO hasn't really been making many Phase 1 clone troopers recently, mainly been focusing on Phase 2 clone troopers obviously. But starting out at the front of my Phase 1 army, I have 4 regular Phase 1 clone troopers. The 2 on the left are from the minifigure pack that came out pretty recently with that updated leg printing, so pretty good minifigure overall. And to the right of them we have 2 Phase 1 clone troopers. They're both supposed to be from the Barriss Offrey and Kiadi Mundi gunship battle pack thingy. Don't know what you call it, but it was kind of a mess, that battle pack, eh? But these ones have the older style legs, as you can tell. I don't know why this one doesn't. I have no idea why actually, but it is what it is. And moving on, we have an ARF trooper from the Elite Clone Trooper vs Commando Droids battle pack from like 2014. One of the best battle packs in my opinion. And this one's also one of the best, has one of the best helmets in my opinion though, in terms of clone troopers. It has that very nice mold, obviously, kind of scout trooper mold, but ARF trooper. But it has those nice red markings on the helmet, obviously some nice detailing on the helmet. So moving on to the second row, we have 2 Phase 1 clone commanders with those really nice yellow markings. One of them's from the Advent calendar, and the other's from that minifigure pack, obviously. And one of them has those older style legs, which are supposed to be on this clone trooper, but are on this clone trooper somehow. So I will fix that up later. But moving on, we have 2 Bomb Squad clone troopers from the Bomb Squad clone trooper battle pack, or Horn Company trooper battle pack, whatever you want to call it. But these 2 very nice minifigures, obviously in Clone Wars style, and with that really distinct orange colour that you see in the Clone Wars, with some pretty niche characters. So I don't think LEGO will remake these in the future, but they might. They probably will actually. Maybe one more set with these would be good, but very cool minifigures overall. And moving on, we have an ARC Trooper from the same battle pack as this ARF Trooper. This minifigure I think is very good overall. Has a rangefinder and also has some very nice printing on his helmet, as well as a cloth pauldron, which looks very nice, and it has some very nice torso printing and leg printing. Unfortunately, I am missing his cloth waist cape, which is supposed to be in black. I think I lost it when I was younger, which is kind of a shame because LEGO don't really make waist capes anymore, so I really... So moving on to behind those clone troopers, I have a regular Phase 1 Clone Wars style clone trooper from the Republic Attack Shuttle set, which is a great set. And behind him I also have the pilot from that same set, which is also a pretty good minifigure with those with the yellow markings and obviously the Republic logos on him. And next to them I have a Horn Company trooper from the Bomb Squadron battle pack, which I think is a very nice minifigure with those sand green markings and in that Clone Wars style obviously. And next to them we have a bunch of ARF troopers. One of them's from that Bomb Squadron set obviously, but the other 2 I bought individually for a pretty good deal. But they're very nice minifigures with that ARF Trooper helmet, which I think looks very nice. And moving on, we have a Commander Neo, or you can call him a Bark Clone Trooper or whatever. But he has those very nice dark red markings and a very unique helmet, which I think looks very good. and also is definitely one of my favourite minifigures. And moving on to this minifigure, I have a clone Phase 1 gunner from the OG battle pack. Obviously I don't have that battle pack, I bought this minifigure individually, but it's still a great minifigure considering how old it is, but it has some very nice printing on its helmet, and it's obviously Clone Wars style, which is also pretty nice. And moving on, we have two Phase 2 pilots. This one's from the V-Wing set, very nice print on it helmet, and very nice torso as well. And same here with the same torso but different helmet and also different face. I like this one as well, but I think I prefer this one with the open fleet symbols, which look pretty nice. But this one is from the ARC 170 Microfighter, and it's still a pretty good minifigure. So moving on to behind those clone troopers, we have the 5 Bad Batch clone troopers, obviously excluding Omega. But starting on the left, we have Echo, then we have Hunter, then we have Tech, then we have Wrecker, and then we have Crosshair. I think they're all very good clone troopers, obviously very unique with unique prints and whatever and colours. But I really like them a lot, and they came in a great set in the Bad Batch shuttle, which I think was very nice. And behind them, we have 3 regular Phase 2 clone troopers. I really like Phase 2 clone troopers, and these ones are very nice, obviously with the updated leg printing and nice torso, and also the helmet's pretty good except for those helmet holes, which I wish weren't there, because the only other Phase 2 clone trooper regular that Lego's made came in that Microfighter turbo tank set, which is very expensive now, and it's kind of a bummer that they didn't come out with more. So it would have been cheaper to buy, but unfortunately it is what it is, you know. These ones aren't that bad in reality, but when you have a better minifigure in the past, you know, you just feel like you missed out on it. And it's unfortunate that Lego didn't make more of those. It's unfortunate Lego didn't copy the design for that battle pack, but yeah, still pretty good minifigures in my eyes. Next to them we have 2 Kashyyyk Scout Troopers. One of them's from the ATDP set and the other's from the Droid Gunship set, which all came out, I think, around 2015, 2016, 2014, maybe somewhere in those years. But these are very, very good minifigures. If you couldn't tell, I do love my Kashyyyk clone troopers. But yeah, great minifigures overall. Really happy to have them in my collection. So moving on to behind those clone troopers, we have 3 Phase 2 shock troopers. This one on the left is from the same clone trooper battle pack as these 3 regular Phase 2 clone troopers. I think very nice printing. Obviously the red color is very nice. Fortunately it does have helmet holes, and the print on the fin is not as red as I'd like it to be, as you can see on these Clone Army custom helmets, which I think look a lot better than what Lego managed to come up with. But these ones are obviously not official Lego minifigures, but the torso and the legs are, because I stole them from the Stormtrooper shock troopers, which came in a battle pack, and I think they work pretty well with the Clone Army custom shock trooper helmet, and they look pretty good overall, and definitely better than what Lego came out with in terms of the helmets. And moving on, we have the final 2 members of my Clone Army in the form of the Geonosis clone troopers. I did buy these 2 minifigs separately from the battle pack, so I don't have the rest of the Geonosis clones, but these Geonosis style clones are very nice, obviously very distinct. Don't really see them much in film, but they do have that nice look. That one obviously has the regular Phase 2 look, and the other one has the airborne look, which look very good. So moving on to the vehicles, I'll try to make this pretty quick because I got a lot of vehicles, and also main part of the Clone Army is kind of the minifigures, but I'll start out here. We have an ARC 170 Microfighter, pretty good build, definitely one of the best Microfighters Lego's made, with those nice printed tiles at the front, and just an overall pretty good build. And behind that we have a Turbo Laser build from the 501st Specialist Battle Pack, pretty good as well. And beside that we have another Turbo Laser build. This time it's from the 2014 Clone Elite Forces Battle Pack versus Commando Droids, I think. I'm pretty sure it's from 2014. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been saying it's from 2014, so I'm going to say it's from 2014. And next we have a micro gunship build from the Gunship Battle Pack with those 2 Phase 1 clone troopers and Barriss Offrey and Ki-Adi Mundi. And then we have a V-Wing back here. I think this is a very nice set. I definitely like all the play features on it, and the fact those wings kind of can rotate as you lift it up, which I'll show you guys here. As you can see, it's not really working right now, but you can rotate them like that, and I think it works pretty well. I definitely hope LEGO remake this one, because I think with a lot of the new pieces that they've introduced, I think they can do a much better job than what they've done here, but it's still a pretty good set and a pretty good build. Unfortunately, I am missing a few stickers on it. I think they might have scraped off over time, but I will try to get them replaced eventually. So moving on to in front of the ATT, we have a command station from the clone minifig pack. Very nice build. And then we also have a bark speeder from the Bob's Bomb Squad battle pack. And behind those we have the ATT. This one's from 2013. Well, the build's from 2013. I don't actually have the set. This is just parted out from Bricklink, because I really liked the build, so I decided to collect the parts from Bricklink, and I think it turned out very nicely. Very nice set, and obviously a very nice vehicle. Definitely one of my favorite in the Star Wars universe. And moving on to down here, we have 5 Fiber-First Bark Speeders from that iconic battle pack, which all look pretty good. Obviously they're a little bit large, but I still think they look alright. And then next to those we have a Bark Speeder. Pretty simple build. Not my favorite, but not my least favorite. Actually, probably one of my least favorite, but it's from that clone battle pack that came out pretty recently. I think it looks alright. Then we have this Swamp Speeder from the 332nd battle pack. I like the Swamp Speeder as a vehicle, and I think this build's alright, but I prefer the Kashyyyk battle pack Swamp Speeder build, even though I don't have it. I just think it looks really cool, but this one's still a great build. Then moving on, we have our 5 ATRTs from that Fiber-First Battle Pack set. Obviously, these ones are a bit larger than what you see in Universe in terms of the ATT-RT design, but they're still pretty good. I like the stickers that say Fiber-First, and they are very iconic builds, obviously. Then moving on, we have a Republic Fighter Tank here. Obviously, pretty good design, very accurate to what we see in Battlefront and in the Clone Wars, but I like this one. And then we have, actually in the corner, we have a little build, kind of to commemorate the fact that I don't have the Bark Speeder from the Commander Neo set. I have no idea where it went, so I just decided to chuck one of the builds in from that set in here. Though I will give my comments on the speeder, I think it was a very nice Bark Speeder and definitely one of my favourite, because it has some pretty good stickers on it, but hopefully I find that. And then moving on to the ATT here, obviously one of my favourite Clone Wars vehicles. This is from 2022, I'm pretty sure. This design's definitely better than the 2013 design, but 2013 design's still pretty good, but this one's very nice, has some very good detailing, very clean build, and also pretty good scale as well. Moving on to the final 2 builds, we have the Republic Attack Shuttle. This set is just really good overall, and it's definitely aged very well in terms of the play features and the actual aesthetic. I think the play features on this set are really unique, especially with the missile launching feature on the bottom, as well as the missile launching feature at the top, and the fact that the wings can fold out as well as how the cockpit opens is very unique as well, and it has a pretty decently sized interior as well, which I think is very cool, and it's obviously a pretty iconic Clone Wars vehicle, which I'm excited that LEGO made. So moving on, we have the ATTP actually, from 2016, I think. This one came with the Commander Green and whatever, and this is also a very nice build, very accurate to what we see in the Clone Wars and in the movies, but I really like this build as well. So that's going to be it for my 2025 edition of my Clone Army. Definitely a lot bigger than it was in past editions, and I'm definitely quite happy with the size right now. I don't think I'll expand it by much more. I might get a few more Phase 1 Clone Troopers, obviously, and I'll definitely be looking out for some sweet deals on some Clone Wars style Phase 1 Clone Troopers, because I think they're really good minifigures and I really wish I had some more. But overall, definitely quite happy with the army. It's growing quite a lot, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day.